and Valencia merge from down below. It's the team all in white against the team in black, as Valencia usually wear a white kit. So they've made this change this afternoon. As Leeds have been winning their pre-season games, Valencia have been struggling a little more in theirs. They haven't won one of them yet, so they've a couple of defeats and a draw in the midst of their results. Two teams go through the pre-match routines, handshakes and high fives, and then break to go into their respective halves. Ethan Ampadu, as captain of Leeds United, there's one of the little changes made, instituted or initiated through the course of the summer. Confirmation of Ampadu as the team's captain, and what a good selection that appears to be, given the way that he's handled himself, the way that he's performed for Leeds since he arrived.
Yeah, he's been a breath of fresh air, a true leader, loads of experience, even for a man who's, when I look at his age, I disbelieve how many appearances he's got for club and country. And I'm just pleased to see that he is back in his favoured midfield position.
So there you go, there's the Leeds starting 11. Lots of familiar names in there. Bogle, as we've mentioned, is the one new starter in that side. But there are a couple of players around the team who will feel like new signings if we see them at the start of the season, the likes of Brendan Aaronson and Max Wöber, who are now back at the club having completed loan spells elsewhere. Valencia have been fairly quiet in the market throughout the course of the summer so far. They're a club that's had its problems in recent seasons. A couple of seasons ago they almost got relegated, which is almost unthinkable for them. It's only ever happened once from top division in La Liga. They managed to recover the situation and stayed up, but a 9th place finish last season would be deemed to be good for them in the circumstances, but there doesn't appear to be an awful lot in terms of investment around in the club, and so they are very much a team that's now relying on what has been an excellent youth setup.
Yeah, and that's what they do, and I think that's where the fans are a little bit disgruntled. Every season, no investment coming forward, but when you do have a good youth system and a policy that can produce that, you understand where the owners are at with that situation. Dimitrievski, the goalkeeper, has come in. I thought we might have seen Mamardashvili, who was the Georgian international goalkeeper, who had probably the goalkeeper of the tournament, the amount of saves he made. And another new signing from Sevilla is Mia up front, who will be alongside Duro. Now watch out for him, because these two boys are very, very potent. They're a handful, and it's a very, very good test for Rodon and Struijk today.
Michael Bridges has been practicing the name of those two Valencia goalkeepers
for about 3 years.
And both were pronounced impeccably, probably. So Dimitrievski it is, who's starting in goal for Valencia. Very experienced international goalkeeper himself. Plays for North Macedonia, and so will be a teammate of an old friend of ours in the shape of Alioski, as Leeds prepare for the game in the huddle.
There's no better sight than a full house at Elland Road.
Great, isn't it? And there the roar goes up as Meslier breaks and makes his way towards the Kop end here, standing behind the goal. The one thing there'll be next week, I'm sure, is just that little bit of an extra, well, a few extra decibel levels in terms of the volume as Portsmouth arrive, old foes in the shape of Portsmouth. The game is underway. Valencia have a small group of supporters actually who are positioned in the east stand, probably about 50 or so, who are here to support Valencia. Hope they enjoy their visit to Elland Road and West Yorkshire in general. Leeds back from their pre-season tour of Germany, where the 2 games were won. Here are Valencia building the first attack of the game. Meslier has to react quickly out of his penalty area to make sure that he gathered the ball. Again, he's under a little pressure as he clears with his foot forward. Gruev, boot was high there as Gruev went in for the header. Firpo. Michael Bridges just running his rule over the anticipated Valencia starting formation, which maybe isn't quite as we were expecting. They have a couple of wingers missing. They've got players away on international duty, one with the under-23s, Spain under-23s, and one at the... so he's involved there at the Olympics, aren't they? So the ball is there for Rodon to defend for Leeds. And Bogle, I think that's pretty much his first touch as a Leeds player at Elland Road. Ball is won back by the Valencia captain in midfield, Pepelu.
I think that's a big job in there for Rutte, Ampadu and Gruev, the three midfielders for Leeds United, because Pepelu and Guerra, very well experienced midfielders, very good on the ball. They look to keep possession, so it's a, you know, we like to press, so it's going to be an idea, give us an idea of when Daniel Farke wants the boys to press or when he wants us to drop off and get into shape and just allow them to have him.
Guerra is a guy that a lot of people apparently are talking about, isn't he? And there's anticipation that they're going to have a battle on to keep him the midfielder, because his performances in the heart of that midfield for Valencia have been impressing a lot of people.
Well, because he hasn't got the name on his shirt, he's the number 8, so if anybody's wanting to watch out for him, the number 8 and 18 in the midfield for Valencia are the two to watch.
Bogle, and now Rodon. Meslier waits and then plays short to Struijk. Firpo keeps the ball in play for Leeds United. Struijk up the line for Gruev. Not quite kept in play, so that'll be a Valencia throw in. Interesting to see Dan James arrive from the far side to take up a more central position in midfield for Leeds.
Yeah, well, he's playing very high and wide on this right side for Leeds United as Dan James. Gnonto was tucking a little bit more inside and allowing Firpo to be the player that's overlapping, so I'm sure we just want to keep Bogle, Rodon and Struijk just as a defensive three when we're in possession of the ball.
Gnonto on the charge, now Georginio appeals for something he doesn't get, and it's all a bit scrappy, but Gnonto emerges with possession for Leeds. Firpo comes to help out and does a really good job of that as well. Now Gnonto into Gruev, and then, well, that's got to be a no free kick, surely. Defenders seem to just step into the path of Junior Firpo there, and they've both clashed, collided and fallen to the floor, but nothing given by way of a free kick.
I think Tarega knew exactly what he was doing there, the centre half. He saw the danger coming. It was a lovely little touch from Gruev into the path of Gnonto.
And ultimately the two of them end up requiring a little treatment here. That's the one for the watching coaches here. The Valencia coach, Baraya, is a former player, and he actually played in that semi-final game in 2001, and was a star performer as a player for Valencia, won 2 La Liga titles with them at the height of their powers. So he's made the transition eventually. It's been a journey for him.
He's done a fantastic job as well as coach. He saved them, didn't he, from relegation?
And he's the man who took over when they looked like they were going down, yeah. That was a year ago, last February, and then turned things around, kept them up, and then better than that last season, pushed them into a top half of the table finish. It's not really where Valencia have got used to being, though, is it? They've been one of Europe's top teams.
Yeah, certainly have, and we found that out in the semi-finals of the Champions League, unfortunately.
It really was a fantastic side they had then, wasn't it? It's the most recent meeting between these two. The first meeting between Leeds and Valencia here at Elland Road was in the Fairs Cup in February of 1966. A game that ended in a 1-1 draw. First leg, Leeds went through winning the away leg by a 1-0.
Is that one of your first commentary gigs?
Good one, Michael. Then the year after, and I was even more experienced, they met again. And again, the first leg ended 1-1, and Leeds went through 2-0 in the away leg. Now then, Georginio into the path almost of Gruev in the penalty area. Not quite into the right place for the midfielder to pick up on, but not far off.
No, I could see what the intent was there, because Gruev was making a forward run in front of Georgie. And I think I would have just liked to have seen him pretend to use Gruev as a decoy, chop back inside and have a go himself. But good pressure from Leeds United to win the ball back.
Also a feature of this pre-season programme has been Gruev popping up in the penalty area, hasn't it? Quite clearly something that Leeds have been working on to make sure they've got more attacking threat through those central midfield positions. Rodon. Back to Meslier. Georginio spins and sweeps the ball expertly out to his left-hand side. Now Gnonto up to the edge of the penalty area, stabs it forward, doesn't find a teammate. Leeds begin again with Struijk and Rodon. Welshman emerges with the ball. Space for James was there to be exploited down Leeds' right, and Joe Rodon's pass was not the ball required in those circumstances.
No, I love the way Dan James had just had a look at him and said, "What was that?" And Rodon's tried to pass the buck and say, "Well, you should have been there, high and wide."
It was an fairly easy ball though, wasn't it? Just to put it in front of him, but not on that occasion.
I have to say though, Joe Rodon last season, for me, just an outstanding performer, and I'm delighted to see him back here.
On a permanent basis, as Leeds have to defend, and he's involved on that basis now. And here he is, little hand in the back, and that surely is a free kick, and the foul is an easy call for the referee to make. And Joe Rodon again displaying how he has the capacity to be in the right place at the right time. Mia was the man trying to get in on the end of it, the pre-season signing.
He's a big striker, isn't he, Mia?
Yep.
I mean, Joe Rodon's no slouch, but he's dominating the aerial presence there.
Meslier with the free kick that results. Bogle. Now James does pick up the ball down the right. Lovely flick into the path of Bogle to go further forward himself. Has he won Leeds a corner? Yeah. He has. First corner kick of the game. Much to the annoyance of Dimitrescu, the Valencia keeper. Corner it will be.
That's great to see the link-up play down this right-hand side. Dan James cutting inside, Bogle going as the full-back and overlapping or underlapping to make the advance run. A good understanding early doors on this right-hand side.
And now we get to see what Leeds have been working on since last weekend in terms of the set pieces. We've been liking what we've been seeing so far. Gruev is the man given the responsibility into the near post. Probably not one of his better ones, that one, but he's going to get a chance to have another go at it. Rothwell's been taking a lot of the set pieces for Leeds when he's been on the pitch. Obviously, he's on the bench. Gruev is the man who's going to put this one hopefully into an area this time. Into that near post again, little flick on. Rodon catches one as he goes to try and win it in the penalty area. Valencia successful in clearing their lines. Might be better than that as well, because they're building a counter-attack. Gnonto has been penalised for that challenge. Thought it might have been a really good defensive intervention by Gnonto, but the referee saw it differently.
I think you got that one wrong, actually. I think Gnonto's just claiming there, you know, I've come in, I've tried to make a challenge. I don't think he caught Otebi in that situation there. I mean, it was a good quick counter-attack from Valencia. We got numbers back defending it. I think Gnonto's been hardly done by there.
So Leeds have to defend a free kick from a position of some promise. Pepelu, the captain, is the man who's going to take it. Players lined up just outside the penalty area with the free kick just to the left of centre. Too far out, obviously, for a shot, you would imagine. And he's not shaping for that to be the case either. All sorts of jostling going on the far side of the penalty area. Curled in. And the flag is raised. So that will be a Leeds free kick. Man down in the penalty area. All in all, Leeds have defended that well.
Well, that'll please Daniel Farker, because what it shows is that the players on the edge of the area, they've actually held their line. They haven't dropped in deep. And it's a it's a horrible situation to be in when you are defending like that. You'll see the line here as they're just about to drop in. It's a good understanding communication to be brave, hold your line.
Struijk across the back, just finds its way to Rodon. Bogle joins in. And then Meslier to Ampadu to Bogle. And then it goes forward before it's won back in midfield by Ampadu. Just hooks it into an area so Firpo can move into that space, pick up possession for Leeds. Ampadu, again the hub in the centre. Bogle out to the right touchline and James can't get past his man. Bogle is back to help out and he goes to ground. That'll be a free kick. And the referee has gone to make sure that Leeds get what they deserve for that challenge. Free kick is taken square. Leeds working across from right to left. Gnonto.
Just have a look at the position of Firpo there. So if Gnonto's going out wide high, Firpo's allowed to come into the left side number 10 position is great. And then advance. So what that gives you then is 2 number 10s either side of the striker Joseph. So it doesn't matter whether it's Willie Gnonto coming in there alongside Georgie or whether it's Firpo. It just means that he wants 5 players up top.
And we've seen already Gnonto getting back as well, made that intervention on that counter-attack a couple of minutes ago as Joseph on the edge of the Valencia penalty area for Leeds. Struijk. And now Gruev. Wide it goes to Firpo, then on to Gnonto. Infield to Georginio. Firpo's continued his run. Georginio into Joseph. Joseph, great control and a super finish. What a nice goal by Leeds United. Really well worked. And Matteo Joseph gives us our first moment of celebration here at Elland Road. Leeds United have gone one up.
Well, it's a superb finish from Joseph. He's calm, he's composed when he gets himself into the penalty area. And what he does very well, like all good strikers should, is low and hard into the corners. He didn't rush or hesitate. He waited for the moment, but it was the prior build-up to that, Bryn, that I was super impressed with. It was the 2 number 10s combined, and we'll have a look. I was talking about whether it was going to be Firpo joining alongside Georginio Rutter. Well, both of them played a part in that midfield there to set up Joseph. And when he turned, he still had a lot to do with the players around him. He's used his body well. He's used his arms. A little decoy run. And then he's had the quality to look up and find the finish in the bottom corner. An all-round tremendous goal.
First touch was something special there, wasn't it, from Matteo Joseph. Just took the defender out their picture completely and set himself up for what was a cool, precise finish for the opening goal as the sun comes out at Elland Road. And Leeds United have created a memorable moment. Georginio trying to do something similar, just spins away from Dan James. Waiting for the right ball, isn't he, Dan James? Took a deflection on its way to him, so Leeds have taken the throw in. Georginio back on the ball, weaves his way into the penalty area. Classic style, tumbles. Joseph almost picks up on the loose ball. And then the referee will stop play because Valencia have a man down hurt here. Fauquier, the Frenchman. And then Joseph has gone down as well. So Leeds almost creating another good big moment there.
Yeah, we're seeing some lovely passage of play. It's the little combination that I love, in the forward thinking. Every time we've seen there again, Georgie get on the ball, he's going forward. Firpo, Willie Gnonto, everybody wants to take their first touch forward.
Well, we speculated as to whether the likes of Georginio, with a full season of championship football under the belt, another year older, a bit more experienced, could really bring that to the fore this coming season.
I mean, we discussed beforehand as well, players on the bench. You've said Max Wöber, and the player Aaronson, he's gone away. He didn't show what he was capable of doing in the Premier League, and that season we went down. He's had a big season last season. I'm hoping he can set this championship alight.
Leeds coming again as Joseph does really well to win the ball back. James has popped up in space, goes down. Well, it looks like a penalty, but it isn't a penalty according to James Bell, the referee. But James, almost in front of goal there, fell to the floor underneath the challenge, and the referee saw nothing untoward.
Well, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, because I think his position for the referee, where he was, James Bell, it was superb. He got a good view of what happened to Dan James there. Players are no doubt going to ask the question, but once again, Georginio finding himself in a lovely pocket of space just in front of the back four, and he's threaded a lovely pass into Dan James.
Maybe not. Maybe
No,
the referee
he got it right.
Made the right call.
Yeah.
Leeds do end up with something though. This free kick just outside the penalty area, and James is the man who's going to take it. Can whip this one in, put it towards the far post perhaps, or just lift it into an area somewhere in the middle of that 6-yard box. There are options available. It's like a better than a corner, isn't it, basically? Signal is given. Curled in, heads up, goalwards from Struijk. It was a powerful header from Pascal Struijk, just close enough to the keeper to ensure that he was able to cut it out. Look at the running, chasing there from Dan James. Fantastic work from James. Sprinted from the edge of the penalty area to get in front of his man. I know, although it's ultimately ended in a free kick for Valencia, that desire he showed to get back behind the ball to prevent the counter-attack was commendable.
Right in front of his manager there as well. Daniel Farke has just gone, yeah, I respect that, but just on the second challenge, just calm down. But he'll love that. He'll love the energy levels there.
Well, that's what we've seen from Leeds in the pre-season so far, isn't it? I think they've been all about energy levels.
That's what he demands. That's what he wants to see, because that's our game, the high intensity pressing, but also the transition moments. When we win the ball back, it's how direct we go forward quick.
Rather, the ball is played out towards the right centre back, and then it's over the top. Mia took it down well. Bogle got in timely fashion there to make sure he couldn't have a shot on goal. Tackles are flying in. Ampadu is the man this time. So both the Welsh lads tenacious in the tackle. First James, then Ampadu, and the outcome for this is a free kick in a very promising position for Valencia. Let's see whether they've got a set-piece specialist. Guerra standing close to this one, hands on hips, probably fancies it.
Well, the free kick we saw earlier from Valencia, it was definitely the wrong angle and it was too far out. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Meslier get tested here.
Well, it's going to be a crack on goal, surely, isn't it? It's right in the middle, the free kick. Meslier positioning his wall. Let's drop back into the D. And the man who looks favourite to take this perhaps here is Piroe, the captain. A couple of contenders. Guerra stepped away from it, so he isn't one of them. Signal is given. Piroe whips it straight into the wall. So didn't get great height on it. Wall was well positioned and did its job.
That's one job I hated when I played. David O'Leary saying you're in the wall.
Why? Because you got hit by the ball.
That was just soft.
Firpo, oh, that's great play from Firpo. He played that against his opponent, didn't he? Did he play against his opponent? No, in fact, the final touch was off Firpo. I thought he'd done enough there just to ensure it was a goal kick, not a corner kick.
He did try.
Looked like what he was trying to do. So
he's done well as well, because he didn't actually have his football boot on there, so he could have quite easily slipped.
Yeah, he's had to go and retrieve his boot, replace it, and now he's got to get into the penalty area to defend this Valencia corner. So good response from the La Liga team after Leeds United took the lead in this one. Curled in, heads up. Well, it went beyond Georginio, but Gruev was waiting behind. I'm not sure whether the call confused one or the other there. and it ends up as another Valencia corner.
And if you remember early on in the season last year, we conceded a lot of goals from near post flick-ons.
This one curls out away again from goal, and then the header when it comes in from Tarrega, the central defender, is well over the crossbar.
I mean, there wasn't many negatives to take from last season. You know, when the coaching staff would have got together at the end of the year and said, right, where can we get better? I think the key one for me would have been set plays against and set plays for. Because the all-round gameplay was brilliant, the defensives were brilliant, but set plays are a big part in football.
Bogle, as Leeds come forward. Well, Dan James, what's he got to do to get the ball he wants here? He's always in the right place, waiting, but it's still not quite coming the place he wants it yet, has he?
It's like he's got a force field around him. Just can't get to him.
It will happen. It will come. Keep trying. He's out over on the right wing as we watch down below. We sit just under the roof in the west stand on the gantry, usual position. Ball down the channel is beyond Willie Gnonto, picked up by Dimitrievski.
Well, it's another thing for the fans to look out for. And Daniel Farke, he never likes having two players in the same line on the field. And what I mean by that in the attacking sense, if you see Dan James high and wide on the right, you'll always see that Bogle will be on the inside line to that on the right, and the same on the left-hand side. So it's always about keeping players in different positions.
Georginio is out by the corner flag at the moment to pick up possession for Leeds and try and create something from there. Here we go. In it goes towards the near post. And it's just carried behind by the keeper, so Leeds have a corner kick. Georginio doing what Georginio does.
He loves it, doesn't he? He absolutely loves it. You think of the tough start he had when he arrived in the Premier League to what he did last season in the Championship. And any guy that plays with a smile on his face like Georgie, and the duties that he does on and off the field for this club is incredible.
Yeah, he is a man that you will always hope to see with that big smile on his face. Long may that continue. Leeds with this corner kick. Gruev again to take it. Goes deeper with this one. Better delivery! Brilliant save. Rodon hands to head. So close to a second goal. Leeds still in possession. Gruev has it. Put a great corner in there. Georginio just outside now. Can they get beyond? Gruev gets in and it's just hooked out in timely fashion to ensure that Gruev wasn't through on goal, but really good play from Leeds United.
Yes, magnificent football once again. And there's two deliveries there. We've talked about going to the box. Struijk with a header on target, and then Joe Rodon with a header. And if it wouldn't been for Dimitrievski's quality in the goal mouth there, it would have been 2 or 3.
Yeah, it was a great header from Rodon, right place, and the keeper reacted smartly to make sure it didn't go in. Referee wants a word with a couple of the players involved in that little tussle in the penalty area pre-corner here.
Well, Ampadu just trying to protect Joe Rodon here so he can get a free header.
Goes in short, they vary it. James comes back to Gruev, who's offside. Okay, well, there's one to work on in the next 7 days.
Still though, nice to see them mixing it up.
So all the attention was on Rodon's run from the back post, and then it came short instead.
Because we were very one-dimensional from set plays. It became, I think every team knew exactly what we were doing because we didn't have a designated set play. I said before the game, once we lost Sam Greenwood, I'm kind of thinking where's the distribution going to come from?
Dimitrievski on the end of a little bit of bants from the home supporters there.
What a touch.
Bogle takes it down beautifully. James coming in to try and collect the pass, and it's just ahead of him, and it's gone out of play, and Valencia take the throw in. Now Joseph trying to apply pressure, and wasn't a million miles away from doing what he wanted to do there, but actually Valencia have worked this one really well down that right hand side, across the penalty area and all the way out to the near side where the ball is picked up by Vasquez and then played in by Correa, cleared away quickly. And Leeds have to maintain a defensive shape here as Valencia hold possession in the half. Lovely ball clipped up. Well, I say a lovely ball, actually, as it turned out. Just a little bit too much on it from Guerra, and out it goes for a throw-in.
It was actually a well-worked move there because Bogle and Dan James both went and marked the same man, which allowed Guerra to have a little run out wide. So we were very fortunate that the ball skidded out.
Longish throw forward from Bogle. We'll get another chance to take another one here. Rodon goes back to Meslier. Name of Pablo Hernandez on the lips of some in the South Stand, former Valencia man who did such a brilliant job here for Leeds United.
Wasn't he a joy to watch?
Absolute quality. Scorer of great goals, scorer of important goals.
I'll still never forget the commentary from yourself and Tony.
Well, Tony wasn't there. Tony wasn't didn't
was that
make
not
that
the
one.
scream?
No, that wasn't the scream. There have been many screams, but that wasn't the scream. That was Matty Jones was alongside me for that one.
Right.
That was at Swansea in the height of lockdown, so ability to travel was restricted. And so Matt Jones was on duty for that particular afternoon inside a pretty much an empty Liberty Stadium. Moments to remember. Leeds hoping to create lots more of those in the course of this season to come. Georginio is the sort of guy who can create moments. That's not one he'll want to remember. He's picked up a knock as he went down, got nothing for it, was hoping for a free kick. And the game goes on and he's still on the floor. The other aspect to these pre-season games is the concern, the anxiety there'll be anytime a star man goes down, with the new season drawing ever closer.
I'm just hoping that was a collision and there was a bit of contact there, because if not...
Yeah, he's not happy, is he?
Well, I'm just pleased he's holding the front of his leg and not the back of his leg, Bryn. I've been there and done the Achilles. So that was definitely a little collision there.
So Georginio stays down and will receive some treatment here as we're heading close to the half-hour mark in this Leeds' final pre-season game before Portsmouth a week today.
I'll tell you what, for the first 30 minutes is anything to go by with the way we've controlled the game, the chances we've created, not only from open play, set plays as well. This is a high-class opposition. This is the top La Liga team. Very positive.
Well, the pre-season games I've seen so far, there's been a lot to feel optimistic about off the back of them. As you mentioned before the game started, Michael, it's pre-season, so in a sense it doesn't really amount to a hill of beans, does it, until the real thing starts. But still, the fact Valencia haven't won a pre-season game yet, and Leeds have won all their pre-season games so far. But you want to see signs as well, don't you? Positive signs in terms of the way the players are approaching it, and the lineup, the formation.
I've put my coach's hat on in this situation. When I've watched Leeds this season, they'd be so positive with everything they've seen. You look at patterns of play, you look at energy levels, and you look at the understanding from the new players, and it's all been very, very good.
Gnonto goes back to Ampadu and then further forward to Gruev, up into the penalty area to Firpo, slips at the key moment. Ball hits him on the arm, referee allows play to continue. Firpo does well to get back to his feet. Gruev to Gnonto. Gnonto into Ampadu, who can shoot and does shoot, and it's blocked. Heard the cry perhaps of shoot from the crowd there. Ethan Ampadu listened and responded.
Well, at least somebody found a pass to Dan James. He's got a touch from a pass.
It's probably the first one of the afternoon, and we're at the half-hour mark. And there it goes again. He was hoping he was going to get the ball from Rodon, went behind him and out for a throw-in. It's all part of the pre-season process, though, isn't it? Getting the radar right. Valencia throw in. James clattered as he went up for the throw for the header there. And Struijk similarly, as he stepped across in front of Duro, the striker, got a little nudge in the back for his trouble when he was off the pitch. One or two little feisty challenges in the last 5 minutes or so. Bogle. Ball is cleared into touch. Leeds United throw in. Daniel Farker stands just behind Jaden Bogle. Georginio, Ampadu and Rodon. He goes back to Meslier, who's out of the penalty area. Gruev. As Gnonto again gets clattered there after the ball had gone. Leeds get a free kick.
I mean, there's so many players in this team for Leeds United that I admire when they're on the ball. You know, they get you excited. But there's a player that I watch in Gruev, the midfielder. He doesn't have to be on the ball. He just always finds an angle. He's always scanning with his head, and he always finds an angle for somebody to be able to give him a pass to get them out of trouble. He's such an intelligent player.
Which is exactly what you want him for in there, isn't he? That easy out ball.
Yeah. Just watch, he's always scanning, he's in the little pockets, he knows when somebody's coming in behind him, he'll do the little set pass back when he knows he can turn and face forward. So he's attracted 3 players on him there now, and what that does, that creates space for the players.
And here is Dan James in space, and he will get to this one. Keeps it in play by the corner flag. Played into Georginio. Georginio goes for the byline, twisting and turning as ever, still going, and eventually it was a desperate challenge from Tarrega that kept him away from goal and earns Leeds a corner.
I'll tell you what, I'll be subbing Georginio Rutter now. I'll be getting him off, because the amount of teams that are watching this performance, I don't want to lose him before the season.
Well, there is that,
what
isn't there?
What a player.
He's definitely one who gets you off your seat, isn't he? Georginio, I've seen it again there. Just when you think every time he's knocked the ball a little too far ahead of himself, he hasn't. In it goes, near post. The back post won't work better, and Leeds have to start again with a throw in. Bogle looks like he might be set to deliver this one a little bit longer. Down the line it goes to Georginio. Keeps the ball in. Oh, I thought he kept the ball in play, and we've got a good line of vision on that one. I'm not saying the assistant hasn't, but it looked like it stayed in there.
See the little trick afterwards though. This is absolutely brilliant.
Should have been allowed to play on just because of that.
We just have a player cam on Georgie.
Yeah. Throw in for Valencia. Struik's got to get there first, and does. Firpo taken out by the figure of Mia. Firpo finds himself on the turf. Leeds have a free kick.
Yeah, well, again, another lovely bit of positioning, because the 2 centre-halves are exposed there, and Struijk and Rodon, and who's come all the way over this side of the field to help out and leave his man on the far side. Firpo.
Gnonto. Push back a little, so puts it into Struijk. And then back to Meslier. Interesting to see how many changes we get in this game. 1 week away for Leeds from the start of the real season. Gnonto in a bit of space, played in by Joseph, who's carried on his forward run. Gnonto wriggling into a midfield position, manages to work the ball to Bogle. Bogle has Firpo available in space, edge of the penalty area. Lovely ball, lovely looking ball curled in. Joseph just couldn't get across in front of the goalkeeper, and Dimitrievski it was who gathered the ball into his body. Valencia try and quickly spring the counter-attack, and they have the chance to do that now with a ball in from Mia, but well blocked off by Joe Rodon. And actually, even better than that, the final touch comes off the Spanish club forward, and so it'll be a goal kick.
That was one end of the field to the other there. Great play. Bogle getting himself central to win the ball back to Firpo, and the delivery in the area. I mean, it's a striker's dream. Like, Joseph just didn't get across the near post in time. But again, very positive from Leeds United, and then defensively in the transition moment, got numbers back there.
Matteo Joseph, who at this rate will be on the starting lineup for the opening game of the season. He's been amongst the goals in pre-season. Performances have been impressive. And Patrick Bamford, who is on the bench today, as Dimitrievski and Georginio have a little comedy moment together. But Bamford is on the bench today, but hasn't surely played enough of the pre-season programme to be in real contention for that opening game in just 7 days' time. Maybe an area that Leeds yet look to strengthening before the window closes.
That's a key area up there. That's where they, get the goals, and you don't want to rush Patrick Bamford back too quick.
Dimitrievski with the rolled pass out to the edge of the penalty area. Turkish international picks up and gives it back to the North Macedonian. Leeds pressing to good effect.
Yeah. That was good. That when you've just seen there Joseph and the team, they didn't go pressing early. They waited for the first pass to the centre half. And what Joseph's done very well, when you're going to go and press, there's pressing with intent, and there's pressing with a purpose, and then there's pressing like a headless chicken. He actually gone there and threatened from one player, but he runs down the passing line as well, and then once...
Oh, hold on a second. Just interrupted there, because Rodon and Duro have got themselves involved in a little off-the-ball altercation, and Joe Rodon has got frustrated with Duro's challenge and has responded with one of his own. And this might be one of those moments where the referee has to step in and remind both players, this is a pre-season friendly. I don't want to take big action against either of you. And Joe Rodon just showing, I think, that he was caught down the back of the leg, and there was a clear reaction from the Leeds man.
I'd love to see that. Plenty more of that, Joe. Show him who the boss is.
Leeds get the free kick, so the referee has kind of awarded in favour of the home side. Nice ball as well from Struijk to James. He'll enjoy that one. Gives it back to Bogle. Now Georginio just lofts it up into the penalty area. Ambitious ball. Bogle had tried to get in on the end of it. Dimitrievski using the benefit of height. Got there above him. And now suddenly, as the ball sails past Ampadu, he goes in to try and win it back, and he does win it back. Brilliant tackle from Ethan Ampadu. Loving that. Now Firpo on the charge for Leeds. Gnonto just outside. Up to the edge of the area. Pushed away from the edge of the box. Bogle's arrived to help out. This is good again from Leeds. Now Dan James curls the ball into the middle. Joseph was waiting. Beaten to that one. Still not clear completely. And now when it goes up in the air, Rodon delivers back into Valencia half. Ampadu up high, and Georginio saw the chance and is fouled. So Leeds have a free kick just outside the centre circle. Yeah,
again, Daniel thought I'd be so pleased with that, because every ball that was challenged for, Leeds player was there first to it. Whether it was a header or an interception, they're just on the front foot.
Gruev back to Struijk. Struijk square to Rodon. And we've got 5 minutes of this first half remaining. Leeds in front. A couple of good moments for Leeds either side of the goal as well. Just trying to take control of proceedings here with spell of possession. Rodon to Georginio. Now James can chase after this one. Almost an inevitable outcome if it's played into the path of Dan James from the pattern we've seen established in this first period. Georginio again tried to scoop it forward for him, but it was just a bit too much on it, and out it went.
Again, the pressure.
Firpo. Good win back by Firpo. Just ahead of Joseph. Struijk in the sun. To Gnonto. He puts the ball over the top, but that's too far away from anybody in a white shirt. Firpo hadn't continued the forward run, so that one rolls behind. It's a warm afternoon here rather than a hot afternoon, I think is fair to say. It's been really nice weather in Leeds over the last few days. Uncharacteristically so from the rest of the summer, for those of you who are a little further afield. But today's a really good day for playing football. Georginio Georginio, still going, Georginio, skips up and into the net. What a finish, what a goal, magnificent. Georginio with the trickery, with the wizardry, and Georginio with the finish to make it 2-0.
Is he kidding? What have we just witnessed? He's just made an absolute mockery of the Valencia defender here, Tejón, and then to have two players on the goal line in a world-class goalkeeper in Dimitrievski, to be able to have that ability. It's almost like he's playing FIFA on the computer. You do these tricks on the computer games. Georginio, take a bow. That is absolutely brilliant.
There's kind of only one place he could drop that ball, wasn't there?
Do you know what it is, Brynn? When he's gone round the defender and he's actually delayed it, and the goalkeeper's closed the angle down, I'm thinking he can't put this anywhere. And then he produces that.
That's a lovely, lovely moment. And that sort of moment makes the admission fee worth it all on its own, doesn't it? Man, fantastic football, lovely to watch. And Leeds United 2 up here now.
Like I said, I wouldn't have substituted him now early because he's got the goal, but please, Daniel,
now he's off.
Get him off at half time, will you?
Scouting network starts to buzz. Get on LUTV. Georginio's doing his thing. Dimitrievski could only watch as that one, like half the Valencia defensive unit, could only watch as it sailed over their heads and into that postage stamp space.
You know what it is?
The top corner.
They've been very disciplined as well, the defenders, because you really just want to put your hand up and stop because you can't get there. You've got to be so disciplined not to get sucked into trying to handball that.
Ampadu sucked in a little to make that challenge there, and the reaction from Guerra was a clever one. Once he saw that Ampadu had left the foot in, he reacted, won the free kick. Game goes on, heading ever closer towards half-time. Firpo does a good job just making sure that Atorbi can't make further forward progress.
Well, take away the goal and the quality of it. Daniel Farke will appreciate how much quality was in that goal, but what he will be stressing, the way it came from a pressing moment again. We won the ball high, we turned, and Joseph and Ruter found themselves in a 2v1 situation.
Guerra. Stride forward from Tejón. Not quite the ball that his teammate wanted in that forward position. And behind it goes for a goal kick. And Meslier collects the ball from Gnonto, prepares to take it. A few in the stands now heading towards the food and drink concessions in the concourse, having enjoyed, I think, very much what they've seen so far in the first 44 plus a bit minutes of this final warm-up game ahead of the start of the season. Valencia just trying to take the edge off it with an attack themselves. Leeds need to defend it. Rodon does that. Now Gnonto, first time ball forward. Joseph strong to hold it up, gets away from Tejón, and then Leeds almost get the ball, but they do get the free kick. Well done there, Mateo Joseph.
Yeah, very good. That's what I love about, you know, I played with a special player in Mark Viduka who could hold the ball up with his back to play. There's not a lot of players these days tend to play with that style. It's always running in behind the defenders the other way. Now we get that from Joseph. What he's shown there is his quality in holding the play up as well. He can play with his back to goal. I'm a big fan of his.
And you've got players who can play off him, can't
you? Exactly.
The Georginio, Gnonto, Gruev perhaps even as well.
But he leads the line so well, Bryn. So if he's not getting touches on the ball, he doesn't just come deep all the time.
That's it. That's the last action of the first half. It's been an excellent first half for Leeds United. As they head towards the tunnel, they've scored 2 really good goals here. Georginio's in particular is one to remember. And against a team that play in the top division in Spain, this has been an impressive performance thus far. And Daniel Farke, I'm sure, will have lots of positives to reflect on as he talks to the players now.
Yeah, I think what he'd be saying at half-time, he'll be going over the key moments of where they've looked fantastic, the pressing moments, the chances created. His question now that he'll be saying to players, can we keep a clean sheet? We had a great run last season, so that's the only thing he'd be actually wanting to say. Plenty much more of what I've seen this first half. We'll see new players come in, but clean sheet mentality, let's do it against a top club like Valencia.
Do you think he will make many changes, or is this something, are we seeing the starting 11 here, or is that
by the dynamics?
Will that be your guess anyway?
My guess, plus the dynamics that I'm seeing. If I'm actually questioning why that team doesn't look right for the first game against Portsmouth, I can't see anybody coming in to change the dynamics of that to make it better. So I think he'll probably leave it 15-20 minutes. I think we might see changes 60, 65, 70, because the lads don't want to come off. You want to play as much as you can, knowing you've got a week leading into that next game.
We shall see. Plenty more to come here. Hope you've enjoyed what you've seen so far. Rejoin us shortly as we'll have all the second half live here on LUTV. Half-time scoreline is Leeds United 2, Valencia 0. Leeds will get the second half underway. Mateo Joseph goes back before the ball will no doubt come forward. And Leeds are now 45 minutes away from the start of another campaign. So an important 45 minutes for a number of reasons here. Perhaps last chance in a game situation. Leeds will have to run through the things that they've been working on. Stay fit, get a little bit fitter maybe. And perhaps important just to finish with a little bit of a flourish, perhaps, to send fans away happy today, or looking forward to the return in a week's time.
Yeah, well, so many positives for the fans to take away, and the quality of the goals as well. I think there's only one slant on that first half. It would be some of the distribution or the easy little passes that we've seen that didn't go to Dan James. And we've just seen Pascal Struijk there straight away in the second half. Just give a little simple pass away. So we've done the hard bits very well, but then the simple things, the easy little passes, just need to tidy that up.
Tendency is that Daniel Farker is spotting all this stuff, isn't it? And then he'll tell us about it afterwards as well. And so he's still making mental notes down below on the touchline, things that he needs to see done better. And Georginio again starts off on a run. This time he gets stopped in his path, and there's an ambitious attempt.
He's no Georgie Ruter, is he?
Well, not at the moment, anyway. That one sails over the crossbar from Mir. And that Valencia, pretty much one of their first efforts on goal, isn't it?
Well, it was the Leeds United playing out. The first time that I've seen Valencia actually get their press really well and get it correct. And I think Mir, when he looks back at that, there was a chance there he could have taken it on. And yet again, they've won the ball high here. Yeah,
just a little bit sloppy from Leeds, and Valencia look to capitalise. Meslier has to go in and clutch the ball. And this time a more straightforward bowl out underarm to Firpo. Now Gnonto. Shadow is thin across the near side of the pitch as the sun continues to shine down on Elland Road. Gruev plays it nicely into Joseph. Great touch again from Joseph. Carries on his run. Gnonto picks him out. Joseph by the corner flag. Works his way back at the touchline. Oh, look at that. Eyebrow stuff from Joseph. Now it comes to Gnonto. Now Firpo tries to get his cross into the middle, and it's deflected behind for a Leeds corner.
Yeah, once again a lovely passage of play. Gruev and Joseph doing the little dummy, the little give and goes, and creating an opportunity down this left-hand side.
Joseph there with the extravagant look one way, sent the ball the other way. It's good to see, because these are players who are confident in playing and feeling that they can do that in this group at the moment, at least. Gnonto has a go, and a little frustrated with himself there. He couldn't quite keep the shot down, so it sails over the top.
Well, Toby, the defender there, in that defensive moment against Gnonto, he did very, very well, because he actually got wrong-footed initially by Gnonto, and I thought it was going to open up, but he didn't give it up, and he just got a little nudge and a challenge in on him to put Willie Gnonto off to get the ball on target.
Rodon cute underneath that one coming into him, just stepped away from it. Mir couldn't get to it. Bogle, oh, late. That challenge on Bogle there is not a good one from Mia. Bogle had cleared the ball some time before he was caught with the challenge, and now Ampadu's going in for words.
Yeah.
And Mia with his hand up to the face of Ampadu, and the referee is going to reach for cards here. And Mia is remonstrating, but is yellow carded. It was not a particularly impressive period of play.
Well, surprises give Ampadu one, probably just because he's something that he's actually said, but the push to the face.
Well, the late challenge from Mia started it all, didn't it?
I'll tell you who used to be great at them late challenges for the striker that I played alongside. Young Alan Smith.
Oh yes.
Smudger used to always leave his foot in.
Combative would be one word that would be used to describe Alan Smith, I think. Joe Rodon, header from the back. Bogle header in field. Ampadu stabs it back into Meslier. First 5 minutes of the second half have elapsed. James, little touch in field, is not going to find Georginio. And then it comes off Bogle and goes out for a Valencia throw-in. Correa is over there to take it for them. Back it comes into Tarrega. Folquier onto the head of Struijk. Not quite kept in play by Junior Firpo. So the ball stays in the Leeds half. And Valencia have a throw in. A couple of subs down below, off the bench, but for Leeds, plenty for Valencia, but no sign just yet that Daniel Farke is considering changes. So, as predicted perhaps by Michael Bridges ahead of half-time, the manager may give it another 10 minutes or so before he thinks about doing things differently. Well, Struijk is caught by a high boot there from Duro. And the Leeds player stays down, facing the turf. Pascal Struijk, who had that long injury layoff at a crucial time for Leeds United in the second half of last season. So nobody wants to see him looking anything other than fully fit when he gets back to his feet. I think he's okay.
I was about to say it was a big miss. I mean, Ampadu did a great job there alongside him, so whenever Cooper came back in as well, but nothing better than seeing a fit Pascal Struijk alongside Rodon.
Meslier with a short ball to Struijk. Rather bisects his two teammates with the attempted pass. Tarrega. Looks like that's gone out. It has. Assistant down below raises the flag. Leeds United throw in. And Junior Firpo right in front of Daniel Farke will take it. Daniel Farke in the summer issue, black jacket. Forward ball to Firpo, goes down, tumbles under the challenge. Leeds free kick. Torby, the culprit. Farke just sending Bogle out wide over on the far side to give Leeds that extra dimension, that extra option. Bogle is currently. Rodon heads towards him.
Yeah, I think he was giving that signal there for Dan James just to come a little bit more central alongside like what Willie Gnonto's doing on this side, and then get the fullbacks a bit higher and wider on both sides.
Struijk plays out to Gnonto. Great close control from Willie Gnonto. Still got work to do though. Force back. Struijk helps out. Joseph again does a really good job holding his man off. Like to see that. And then the late challenge in midfield on the central defender Tarrega brings Valencia a free kick. Leeds have a man down. this is not a good sign. It's Bogle, and Bogle is just, was he holding his knee there? I hope it's not the back of the leg.
I think there was a coming together, you know, after this referee had given the decision on Tarrega going down. The play continued, and there was a coming together with Bogle and one of the midfielders. I'm not sure whether it was Pepperloo. And I think it's just a clash of knees, Bryn, I'm hoping.
He's back on his feet,
yeah,
limping a little, but looks okay. Goes off to resume defensive duties as Valencia move the ball forward. Well, there's a response, but when Bogle steps out of the challenge, clearly not 100% still. Valencia playing a bit more of the game in Leeds half now, so slightly different task for Leeds United at this period of the game, to make sure they stay disciplined, keep shape. Remember, this is a La Liga side, finished 9th in La Liga last season.
So
there's a foul on Ampadu, and there's another card. The referee is now...
Well, he's getting sick of it now.
He's having to lay the law down now, isn't he? And it's one of those situations where you feel that changes might be necessary. A couple of the Valencia lads, the two lads up front in particular, have not been averse to getting stuck in and leaving one in there as the game has progressed.
Yeah, but you know what that comes with, Bryn? That comes with frustration, because they haven't seen much of the ball, they haven't seen many chances. Rodon and Struijk have done so well.
Just happened again.
And they're just getting so angry.
Just happened again with
just
Ampadu.
Frustration boiling over.
And again, he looks towards the referee. James can't get the ball forward, but does win Leeds United a throw in. Bogle. Rodon back to Meslier. Oh, well, it was an overly ambitious ball from the goalkeeper, and Leeds were a little lucky to get away with that one. Joseph just couldn't quite get in there ahead of Guerra.
Again, it's them simple little passes that we're just letting ourselves down. Last time it was Meslier there.
The fans in the East Stand enjoyed that one as it rolled over the foot of Carrera. Chance for Meslier to do something a little different this time. More accurate with the pass, more successful with the ball. Bogle now. Rodon into Gnonto. Struijk out to Firpo on this near side. Good work from Junior Firpo. Eventually does maybe just a little too much, or didn't have a teammate that he could pass to, so Leeds have got to get back, defend again. Good tackle by Gruev. Well, again, it's the forward Duro who's reacted with frustration to the successful challenge from Gruev, but Bogle down again. This is concerning now. Same player needs treatment.
Well, he just couldn't run it off on his left knee. He did try, Bogle, but you know, you're going to do more damage.
They're going to have to make a change, I think. Yeah, and Leeds are preparing to make a change here. So, first moment of concern of the afternoon, perhaps here for Daniel Farke. 7 days before the start of the championship season, and
with Sammy Byram.
Bogle, the man brought in to operate at right back, and has looked very impressive so far. He is causing a little bit of an injury worry here now.
Like I say, I know he's going to get a little bit of treatment there, but there's no point in running the risk.
Yeah, I think he'll be heading towards the touchline. He is heading towards the touchline now.
I can see Sam Byram getting some instructions from the assistant manager here, going through the coaching book on the set plays.
Well, he's a good man to have to come on, isn't he, Sam Byram?
Mr. Reliable.
In place of somebody who's performed really, really well since arriving at Leeds United. So first change of the afternoon is an enforced change. I think the ice pack will be going on down there in the dugout, either on the knee or maybe on the thigh. Byram quickly gets his first touch. Ball is threaded through the middle, and the Struijk partnership link up to work the ball out to the edge of the penalty area and into the penalty area, and a chance for the shot, and the shot crashes out wide off a deflection from a defender, and it just heads into touch for a Valencia throw-in.
Well, it's probably the first time we've seen Valencia really try and threaten there. Or Toby doing a little bit of magic that we normally see come from Georgie Route on this right-hand side. And it went to Dura there. What's impressive is Leeds United got bodies back behind the ball to stop the shot going on target.
Well, it's a different Valencia, isn't it, in this second half? They've definitely been more at it, so I suspect there were some words said in their dressing room at half-time.
You can see a little bit more dynamics with the ball, but for me it's the pressing. They look like they've got the press a lot more organised, even though we have had sloppy distributions. They've definitely had a telling off, should we say, or a team talk.
Well, they've gone long throw here as well. Now, you don't often see that in La Liga, do you? The long throw. Suddenly, Georginio has his first chance for a while to have a run, a gallop even, down that touchline. He goes, still he goes, into the penalty area, still going, cuts it back, and the goalkeeper at the near post gratefully grabs the ball up. And Georginio there has raised the noise levels and lifted fans to their feet once more with that run.
Yeah, lovely bit of football once again from Georgie. Got to say, he looks so unorthodox when he runs with the ball. But it's so effective.
Well, he always fools defenders into thinking they're just about to nick the ball away from him, doesn't he? It's that far away from him, but then he makes up the ground.
I wouldn't be surprised we see a substitution coming as well.
Changes coming
just
forward.
Holding his hamstring.
Yeah, just saw that as he slid off the pitch there. So again, Leeds will not be looking to take any sort of risk here. There's a clutch of changes about to be made. We can see down below us that Aaronson, Piroe, Wöber and Rothwell will all be coming into the action. And it looks like Georginio will be amongst those who will be departing. Valencia have made a couple of changes as well. So we're at that stage now, really as we guessed we would be, round about the hour mark, where things start to change. Struijk is the man coming off for Leeds United, so Wöber will come on to replace him. Good to see Max Wöber back here at Elland Road. He gets a good ovation as he comes back in. And next on is going to be Rothwell in place of Gruev. A straight switch in there as well. And Rothwell makes his first appearance at Elland Road as a Leeds United player. He was here as a Southampton player.
Tell you what, mine, it's a big number. At number 8.
Yeah, they're big boots to fill at this football club, aren't they? James off, Piroe on. And the last change is Gnonto off, and Aaronson will shortly be coming on as his replacement. So, despite our speculation there, Georginio is still on the pitch. Wöber will get his first touch shortly. Short pass back to Meslier. Ball is returned to the Austrian international. Firpo, great first touch from Firpo. Caught late now. He's already been yellow carded, hasn't he? Is it the striker again?
Yeah, it's Mir.
It's Mir, so he's been booked.
He's got the card out. He's gone.
Yeah, he's off. A red card. You kind of knew that was going to happen, didn't you? You knew that one of those two was going.
You called it. You said the frustration. We saw what they were doing. And to be fair, for the challenge on the right back early on against Bogle, and then for the shove in Ampadu's face, he shouldn't have been out there anyway.
And in a friendly, that was one of those where maybe somebody down below says he's lost it here. Take him off. So Valencia argued the case, but it was all pretty obvious, really, was it? You could see it coming an absolute mile off. One or the other was going. And Mir now is gesticulating towards the touchline and his own coaching staff. So Valencia find themselves, for the final 25 minutes of this game, down to 10 men. All a bit silly, really. No punishment beyond this fixture, but doesn't help his teammates. Joseph, Aaronson, back to Rothwell. Oh, lovely touch from Rothwell. How about that? Ampadu. Leeds look to get their impetus going forward again now. They've been defending most of this second half. Georginio maybe the man once more. Georginio going for the byline. Just held up on his way there by Vasquez. And then good intervention from Wöber. Ampadu, great work. Fouled, brilliant from Ethan Ampadu. Goes in there, steps in, wins the ball back, and then draws the free kick.
Yeah, he's just a class act. Like you say, the experience, the quality on the ball. But for me, the way he breaks down play, opposition attacks. He can delay the attacks, or he can make an opportunity where he gets a challenge in the first half and keeps possession for Leeds.
Firpo goes back to Wöber. And then Ampadu, right side of the centre circle into Rothwell. Delivers, looking for Georginio, drops short. Challenge is made by Byram. Ball goes out for a throw-in. Leeds in a situation where they are bringing on experienced full internationals from the bench in Aaronson and Wöber. And that's the sort of squad that Daniel Farke would surely want to take into the season, isn't it?
Yeah. Without a shadow of a doubt, and the quality there with Piroe coming on. How many important goals did he score last season?
And that's probably despite not firing on all, well, in a sense, not being at his very, very best always.
Yeah.
So there's, you know, I'm sure he's looking to show more maybe this campaign.
I think you heard from the fans' reaction when Aaronson came on there, what they thought about some of the comments that he said in the past. So he's got to win the fans over again. Now, if you do win the fans over, if you remember last season, Willie Gnonto early on, he accepted the apologies, he got on with it, he got on with his business, and what did he do? He became a standout performer as well and a team player. So, Aaronson will recognise that, and I'm sure he'll try and use something of that as motivation. Yeah,
play your way back into the setup here. Referee again having words, and inevitably it's Duro, the number 9, who's on the end of another one. They don't want to go down to 9, do they, here? Easy pick up for Rodon. Piroe trying to work it away. Oh, another late one there. Rodon spins away from. Oh, it's again. It's the same guy. It's they've got to sub him. They've got to surely sub Duro here, because now it's Rodon who stays down. And Daniel Farke must be. Well, there is a card that's come out from down below. But the only answer is surely to replace him here, because his head has gone.
I'll be very surprised if their manager doesn't actually put his board up now, because next little thing and he's gone. So
well, it could have happened already, couldn't it? Look, he's absolutely.
He's getting subbed straight away.
His head is all over the place here, and it's been like that for about 10-15 minutes.
So it's a shame, you know, top scorer for them last season in Valencia, and I was looking forward to actually seeing the quality that he was going to bring. And I've been so disappointed with his attitude.
Seen another side to his game, perhaps. Off he goes chasing again. The board is being prepared down below. There has to be a number 9 on it, just to make sure that this stays a decent contest. Georginio rides a foul.
Oh my word.
Gets it to Byram, and it's played into Piroe, just offside. He was offside, he got back onside, and then just went beyond the last man again. And a free kick, and now changes will be made, perhaps before play restarts here for Valencia. Georginio doing his thing. And there it is, an inevitable outcome. Oh, Enduro. Angry to the end. Didn't really mean the handshake, did he? Followed up with a little point in the direction of the referee. So Guillamon is coming on. There is the pantomime villain of the piece. He is very, very angry. Waving to the Leeds fans as he heads towards the dugout down below. All part of the entertainment. And
credit Rodon and Struijk, because in Ampadu, they are the players that have completely nullified everything from Duro, and they're the ones that have got them that frustrated, but they've kept their composure so well.
Ampadu does it again. Great ball. Now then, Georginio. Joseph is out wide, gets the ball now. Joseph up to the edge of the box, just can't work it beyond Xhaka. And it gets played into an area where Georginio picks it up. And then it's the substitute, Tejón. Good challenge, Firpo. The discipline at this stage, where the game has got a little bit ragged here, and the tackles have not always been the best, the challenges have not always been the best, is perhaps another aspect of the process, the preparation process for Leeds United. Rodon's got across really well. There was a gap in there between the two, but he filled it. Byram on the ball now, clears forward.
Again, it goes back to that question, Bryn, before half-time. He said, what would Daniel Farke have been saying? He would have been saying, lads, you're going to get minutes who are on the bench, you're going to come on. But everybody just try and keep this clean sheet mentality. And, you know, second half performance, I can only actually suggest that there's been a few misplaced passes, but everything else, dynamics once again, the quality on the ball, the quality without the ball, spreading the play. It's ticking all the boxes for Daniel Farke.
This could be a great ball from Ampadu. Georginio's taking it down, and it just gets taken off his toes. What a pass from Ampadu into the path of Georginio there. And he almost put his teammate right through on goal.
I mean, there was a goal Georgie scored here at home last season when there was a pass very similar, and he brought it down with the first touch. His first touch in that moment, once again, was absolutely sublime because he killed it out the sky. His touch, then I'm thinking, right, now you need to take a shot, and he just delayed. He wanted to do too much.
Inside the final 20 minutes here. Wöber's header. Bright sun again. Valencia up to the edge of the penalty area. Attendance for this game, 32,973. What a crowd for a pre-season friendly. 32973. As mentioned earlier, there's a small pocket of Valencia fans over in the far side in the lower tier of the East Stand.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's nothing much that they'll be taking home. I just hope they enjoy a good night out in Leeds.
Well, some great Spanish restaurants in Leeds. A bit of tapas will probably go down well. Or maybe they've come for fish and chips and something a bit different. Ball back to Meslier. Forward it goes to Rodon. Byram can't make further progress, but does have a throw in.
I think this is where Leeds can use the width really well with Firpo and with Sammy Byram. Because obviously Valencia have got a man down, so what they're going to do, they're just going to try and get all the bodies are mainly central when they're defending their 2 blocks of 4.
Nice ball, space now. Aaronson, just taken out of his path. Georginio tried to play the ball in front of him. And then he'll have another go here, look at that. Georginio comes forward again for Leeds. Into the box he goes, closed down by 2 defenders, commits the foul. And Valencia will escape here with a set piece in their favour. Just signs now that as we head into the final 15 minutes of this game, Valencia may not be really too heavily invested in putting it all in, man down as they are. And maybe there might be a bit more space for Leeds United, as down below you'll hear the boos because that man Duro, the number 9, is walking down the touchline and now disappearing down the tunnel. Dimitrievski with the free kick. Rodon brushes aside his opponent, wins the header. Aaronson snaps in, trying to win the ball back for Leeds in midfield. Correa emerges with it, ends up with a throw in.
But again, 3 Leeds players swarming him there. He's got nowhere to go.
And 2 more changes coming for Leeds. 2 forward changes for Leeds. Patrick Bamford is coming on. And Matteo Joseph, scorer of an excellent goal, is going off. And just behind Patrick Bamford, Joe Gelhardt awaits his introduction to the action. And Georginio is the man walking off, and he will be richly applauded as he goes, because what a goal he scored and what a game he's had.
Well, it was a man-of-the-match performance from Georgie. Listen to the reception he's getting. It's not just the goal, it's his all-round work rate today, with and without the ball, and his quality on the ball. He's so exciting. You know, you can tell a quality player, Bryn, when you hear the seats in the stadium folding back, because you know everybody's standing up on their feet.
You must recognise that.
No, well, only when I watch Chris Waddle play. I used to get up off my seat.
Firpo, Rothwell. Not unlike the last game last Saturday, Leeds find themselves in a position where 2 goals up, coming towards the closing stages of the game. One of the tasks probably put before us, Michael's already alluded to, put before the players is, as you've said, make sure you win the game by this, keep the scoreline as it is, take control, game manage if you like.
And it's tough to do enough when you in a normal season, when you can only make so many changes. When you make a lot of changes, the set plays, you need to know exactly what you're doing. They'll have been working on them, but the lot of change of personnel can disrupt that sometimes.
But the outcome needs to be the same,
correct,
doesn't it?
Yeah.
So everybody knows their job, fits into their position.
The collective buy-in.
That's what you need. Patrick Bamford just trying to put pressure on up front. Rodon inevitably with a header from the back. And Ampadu almost inevitably also with a foot in to try and break up play in that midfield area. He's up against quality, been up against quality central midfielders for Valencia. Ampadu has excelled again for Leeds United in that role.
Well, the 2 players we said the Leeds fans to look out for on their side, Pepelu and Guerra, they've been non-existent because of the quality of the midfield.
Rodon, good work again. Slightly difficult, he had Gomez on his shoulder, kept him away from the ball and just let it carry through to Meslier. Ampadu, square ball to Wöber. Back again. Almost an inevitability that as you head towards the closing stages, even of a pre-season game, that currently extremely distinctive head of peroxide blonde hair still involved in the thick of the action.
Which one you on about?
Well, it's true. I've had mine done like that as well. Firpo to Aaronson. Needs to pick himself up quickly. Does that. Good ball. Firpo leads on the move forward here. Options available. Bamford is one of them. Puts it into a dangerous area. Almost brings an own goal from the intervention at the edge of the 6-yard box. Pushes it just the right side of the post from Valencia's perspective.
Yeah, another lovely build-up there, and Aaronson, the fans appreciate what he did there. He took a nasty challenge, he got up, he set up Firpo, and then it was Bamford. It's a defender's nightmare, that ball, when you put it across the box when you're facing your own goal. Because like you almost saw there, that's where the own goals come from.
Got away with that one. Rothwell with his chance to deliver for Leeds United. Good ball in, Wöber meets it as well. What a lovely corner. Yeah. And Wöber made a diagonal run, and just came off the top of his head there and over the bar.
You said about his quality from set plays, and straight away there, probably the delivery area, absolutely pinpoint that near post 6-yard box.
Imagine central defenders attacking those ones. Should be goals to come from a delivery like that. Dimitrievski, long ball up into the Leeds half. Rodon header. Right itself. Bamford offside. Yeah, we could see that just beyond the line as Gelhardt tried to play him in.
I mean, the competition for places with Rothwell coming in there. I'm a huge fan of Ampadu. He's the captain. He's going to be a mainstay in there. In Gruev's movement, the ability, the distance that he covers. So, you know, competition for players with Rothwell. He knows he's up against a challenge.
I mean, that's still a decision. Surely there's potential decision there, isn't there, for Daniel Farke? In that,
oh yeah, that's what I'm saying there. So it's another interesting position that you're thinking, what does he bring?
A couple more changes coming for Leeds. Debayo's coming on, and Firpo will come off. So Sam Byram will switch from right to left. And Ethan Ampadu's going to get a break as well, which he deserved.
Plus he's on a card.
Yeah. So Debayo on, and Charlie Crew as well comes on. Charlie Crew, a young player who looks like he might have a part to play in this championship season for Leeds United. Seen him in these pre-season games. Leeds looking to make sure that at the very least in these final 9 minutes or so here, the scoreline remains as it is if they can't add to it. Aaronson, there's space for Byram to his left. Crew gets his first couple of touches. Rodon, back to Meslier. Return ball. Charlie Crew, who earned his first Wales cap in the summer. Senior Wales cap, having worked his way quickly, really quickly through the younger age teams. And now finds himself part of the senior international squad. So he'll be another one for the minibus down to Cardiff in September, along with Dan James and Joe Rodon. As the ball comes out to Byram on this near side, just hooks it back into his own half. Rodon there underneath it.
It's always one of the first things I look at when I see a defensive midfielder or a midfielder, and when I see them for the first time with their touch and he's come on, when the receiver pass, the scan. And Charlie Crew there straight away, just scanning, because that's why you've got to take a picture to see what's around you, because it's going to change. But in that split second, you need to know what's available, and
you've got to be able to move it quickly.
Straight away, you just saw there the quality that he possesses. I love seeing that.
Head up, quick scan around, make sure you know.
And it seems you might think it's an easy thing to do. It's not, because the ball's coming to you, and you see you've got to quickly scan to receive it. There's not a lot of players that actually do it.
I've occasionally been lucky enough to play with proper good players, and that's one of the things that always is a standout for me, is the ability just to move into a space and then pick up the ball and move it into another space.
Well, I mean, I even use the terminology when I'm coaching to the youngsters to say, these are always on social media, always taking Instagram snaps and pictures to remember the moment. You've scanned to take that picture in that moment there and then to know what's around you. And the best players do it more often than
Yeah,
others.
there's been some great research, and I know a guy who's heavily invested in that, the scanning concept.
Yeah.
To see players where the head moves quickly, and the top players there, you can count the number of scans, you can count the head movements as they assess the situation before the ball arrives with them. Coaching lessons number 23 come to an end. I'm sure you've all taken an awful lot from that. Nothing from me, and hopefully plenty from Michael, because that's what he's here for. I don't know what I'm babbling on about. Changes to come from Valencia here as they go through the numbers now. 38-39 coming on for them. So Cordoba and Abayas. And another change as well with Gonzalez about to appear. Remember, Valencia, as indicated on the screen there with a little red card, are down to 10, having contrived to get a man sent off in a friendly, which is for 2 yellows as well, which is no mean achievement. The occasional flare-up you can understand, but straight red, but 2 yellows. Closing stages of this one, you real feel now that it's all eyes turning in the Leeds camp towards what happens here a week today. It's a 12:30 UK time kickoff, remember, Portsmouth. Better get used to that. Saturday, 3 o'clock. This is going to be the thing we've enjoyed here. It's going to be something of a rarity this season. Not that it wasn't in the last season, to be honest, but it's football all over the place this time. So Leeds have to prepare for games in numerous different TV slots.
I mean, that's where the planning, the preparation from the staff, everybody involved in the club behind the scenes comes into it.
I've already got my eye on the week, which is Norwich away on the Tuesday, followed by Sunderland away on the Friday.
Well, I did Norwich away last season, the 3-2 victory. Was it an incredible game?
I did them all last season.
I mean, remember the journey down, the weather was horrendous.
I've never had a drive like it.
Yeah.
Never. Didn't think we were actually going to get there. It seems a long way away on a day like today, but it's not that far off.
Well, I endured a week with Tony Drago, and you had to do an even longer trip in the car with him, so that
true.
would have been hard enough, mate.
Tony is away at the Olympics, by the way, today, so he won't hear us. Free kick to Valencia in the last few minutes here, and I think there's going to be one more change perhaps from Leeds United to come shortly. There's last some warming up down below. Sam Chambers. First, Leeds have to make sure they defend this free kick successfully. 3 to go. In it goes. Not a bad delivery, but Bamford's in there to make the block. Contributions defensively from the attackers. Charlie Crew just gets underneath that one and drifts into touch. And then Byram with the block. Now the change will be made. Board goes up. And Joe Rodon has had the signal, so he'll head off.
Well, that's the full outfield change. Apart from Meslier.
So everyone gets a bit of a break, some more than others. The attendance is announced, confirming that figure of 32973. Leeds fans continuing to support this side so well. Home and away, phenomenal backing. A few heading towards the exits now, plenty more staying in. Just to see what this game has yet to throw at us in the final couple of minutes. I don't think there'll be much to be added on, if anything. As Almeida scoops the ball into the area. Well headed clear by Debayo. Driven back in through the crowd and into the back of the net. Deflection on the way. Tejón it is with the strike. And Meslier
wrong-footed by the deflection, sees the ball skip into the corner for 2-1.
Well, there was that question we were asking, can we keep a clean sheet till the remainder of this game? And it came from the set play moment, which was our nemesis last season. Now, I said there's been a lot of changes. They'll not have worked as this unit on the set plays, so you know there'll be somebody will be accountable there, but the deflection, you know, you can't help that.
So Valencia have had few opportunities to score this afternoon, but eventually in the final few seconds they have hit the back of the net. I'm sure there's an extra anxiety about the Leeds players now to ensure that this scoreline still remains as a plus in terms of a victory being recorded. Said throughout, performance outweighs outcome with these games. All change next week, as there's a good defensive work from Sam Byram there, just to shepherd the ball into touch as we move into the final few seconds of this pre-season meeting. Wöber will take the short goal kick, and then shortly thereafter I think you'll hear a blast on the whistle from the referee. And there it is, Leeds United's pre-season preparations are all but complete, and Leeds United have won all their warm-up fixtures, concluding with this against La Liga opposition in the shape of Valencia. Really good first half performance from Leeds, scored 2 excellent goals, different sort of game in the second period, and defended successfully right up until the last few seconds when a deflected goal beat Meslier. And all in all, surely Daniel Farke will have plenty of positives to take away from this one. And now all eyes turn to Portsmouth here at Elland Road and the first game of the Championship season. It's been an entertaining afternoon. It's finished. Leeds United 2, Valencia 1.
Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed that, Bryn. Great to sit alongside you for that pre-season game. And I mean, I'm pleased with the performance. The individual performances, the collective performance against a very high-end team in La Liga. They'll be very disappointed that they didn't show a lot. They'll be going away with a lot more questions than answers, whereas, you know, we've answered a lot of questions there, and Daniel Farke and his team going into that first game of the season, like you say, off the backs of wins throughout the pre-season, the new players that have come in, ticks all round.
So we all start to get a little bit excited. I'll have that Friday night feeling next week as the big kick-off is almost on the cards here. There'll be reaction to come from this game. Keep an eye out across the social media platforms for Leeds United, and then we'll be ready for the big one. Final word for what I hope you've enjoyed in terms of the afternoon's coverage goes to Michael Bridges.
I'm just going to the shop now because I've seen that many yellow shirts. I don't want to miss out, so I'm going there to get the new away jersey, Bryn. So I'm getting off. Thank you very much.
What size are you getting?
I'm getting extra large these days, mate. You know I always played an extra large.
He likes them baggy. So there you go. It's finished here on LUTV. At the end of a decent day's work from Leeds United, at the end of a decent pre-season's programme for Leeds United. Leeds United 2, Valencia 1.